Ed Martel from the OAI. I had a patient that came in today, one of the baseball players that I'm working with, and they're in a weightlifting class. And there's a lot of contention amongst a lot of different professionals about what are the right exercises to do, what are the wrong exercises to do. And this is a patient who's got posterior instability of his shoulder, subluxing humeral head, and he's in a weightlifting class where they want him to do upright rows and deadlifts. And I ended up having to contact the instructor of the class in a high school and tell him, okay, these are things that are absolutely contraindicated for this athlete. But that leads into my what I want to talk about today. Exercise specificity, the type of exercises that are required for a throwing athlete are unique. Baseball is purely rotational. There's a linear translation and a rotational translation, and the muscles contract in a very, very specific pattern. So, there's definitely efficacy for doing squats and things that strengthen your legs, your paraspinals, keeping you in a good bracing position, but you have to weigh the hazard of an exercise or the potential hazard of an exercise for a throwing athlete, especially when you're dealing with the delicate structures that control the humeral head, and why would you necessarily do that exercise and that's going to benefit me long-term for throwing? There's people who advocate plyometric ballistic exercises, Olympic-type lifting, for throwing athletes. If you have the right body structure and you brace yourself and learn how to keep yourself stable during the exercise, there's been no evidence that's proven that it's absolutely beneficial, which is why what I created was a corrective exercise program that trained all the components at once. Variable resistance during a training program, teaching you to acquire the positions of the throwing motion while you're maintaining stability where you need it, in the positions where you're going to have to contract the muscle a certain way, are the only thing that's going to truly allow your body to move through three-dimensional space freely and acquire the positions of the throwing motion so that they benefit you long-term in combination with becoming biomechanically efficient in your throwing motion. So, it's not detrimental to do certain exercises, but you have to weigh them in comparison to what could potentially be hazardous for a throwing athlete. So ballistic plyometric exercises for certain athletes indicated. Whether or not it's going to benefit you for throwing hard, absolutely never been proven. So, you got to think about what you're doing and how it could be beneficial for you long-term for a throwing athlete. And I'm always open for questions or suggestions. That's why I leave it open to the blog topic. I want to hear your thoughts. I want to have an open conversation with the members of the OAIs, and that's why I have these videos, so people can find out more about why I did what I did, and why I know it's unique, and why I know it's never been done before, and why it took me years of physical therapy to develop a program that I wanted to make truly beneficial from an athlete to protect them from injury and have them throw and maximize their velocity.